Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Daily Easy English Talk. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. Thanks for joining us.
We've got some bunch of resources, all focusing on, well, the subtle art of agreeing and disagreeing politely in English. So our mission, basically, is to boil that down, find 5 key phrases that can, really help smooth out your conversations.
Exactly. And, what really struck me looking through this was just how much weight is put on how we say things, especially when, opinions might differ.
Totally.
It's not just about making your point, right? It's doing it in a way that helps people understand and, avoids rubbing people the wrong way.
Absolutely. And look, the aim isn't that everyone has to agree all the time. That's not realistic. It's more about giving you the tools, ways to handle those disagreements, which will happen, but constructively.
Right.
So yeah, we're going to give you 5 really versatile phrases, ones that can help you sound respectful and clear. Doesn't matter if it's just a casual chat or, something more formal.
And we've got some examples lined up too.
Oh yeah, 5 little scenarios so you can actually hear them being used.
Okay, great. Let's dive in then. First up, agreeing politely. The first phrase is, I see what you mean.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Now, this one's interesting. Like you said earlier, it doesn't always mean you're completely on board, does it?
That's such a key point.
Yeah.
I see what you mean is often more about saying, okay, I get your perspective. I understand the logic, even if deep down you might still think differently. It sort of builds a bridge.
Right. Like connecting.
Yeah. So, for example, you could say, I see what you mean about the traffic being bad, but I still reckon we should probably leave a bit earlier just in case.
Right. It's like saying, okay, I'm following your thinking, and then maybe you add your piece or just agree. Phrase number 2 for agreeing politely. That's a good point.
Simple, direct, positive.
Yeah, very clear. You're just acknowledging the value in what they said.
It's really good for, brainstorming or when someone makes a helpful suggestion in a discussion.
Like, maybe we should ask for help earlier next time.
That's a good point. We probably should have. It's reinforcing.
It keeps the conversation moving forward, too, I think. Acknowledges the contribution without a long speech.
Definitely efficient. Now, let's switch gears. What about those trickier times when we don't agree?
Ah, yes. This is where choosing your words carefully really, really matters. So our first phrase for disagreeing politely is, I'm not sure I agree, but.
I'm not sure I agree, but. Ooh, that little but at the end feels important there, doesn't it?
It really is. It does a lot of work. The first bit, I'm not sure I agree, well, it softens things. It's not a hard no.
Right. Gentler.
Yeah, it just signals a difference of opinion, doesn't feel too confrontational. And then the but kind of opens the door for you to explain why,
Okay.
So you might see something like, I'm not sure I agree with that method, but I definitely see the potential benefits you're talking about.
That's quite subtle. You're sort of acknowledging their view while still saying, hold on a sec. What's another way, another polite option for disagreeing?
Okay, next up is, I understand, but I have a different opinion.
I understand, but I have a different opinion.
Huh.
This sounds quite measured, formal, maybe. When would you use this one?
It can work in more formal settings, yeah, but it's also great generally when you really want to clearly state your different view, but also stress that you have listened.
Okay.
That I understand part is crucial. Shows respect, shows you're paying attention. It's like saying, look, we might end up in different places on this, but I heard you out. For example, maybe in a team meeting about, say, project strategy, someone could say, I understand the thinking behind focusing on this feature, but I actually have a different opinion about which market we should go after first.
Okay, yeah. So that clarity plus the acknowledgement seems vital for keeping things respectful. Right, one more. What's our final phrase for disagreeing smoothly?
The last one is, maybe, but have you thought about?
Maybe, but have you thought about, I like this one. It feels less like a direct disagreement and more like introducing another angle. Gently questioning.
Exactly. That's perfectly. The maybe suggests you're somewhat open to their idea. You're not just shutting it down.
Right.
But then the question, have you thought about? It subtly steers the conversation, points out something else that maybe they overlooked. It invites them to think more without you sounding rude.
Okay, practical example.
Sure. Like someone suggests a project timeline. You could say, maybe that timeline works, but have you thought about potential delays with, say, the supplier?
Gotcha.
Okay, great. So let's quickly recap the 5 phrases. For agreeing, I see what you mean, and that's a good point.
And for disagreeing politely. I'm not sure I agree, but I understand, but I have a different opinion, and maybe, but have you thought about?
Got them. Now let's try putting these into action. How about some role play?
Let's do it.
Okay, number one, talking about weekend plans. You kick us off.
Okay. Hey, how about we go for that hike this Saturday? Looks like the weather might actually be nice for once.
Ah, I see what you mean. A hike does sound lovely, especially if the weather holds up. But I actually checked the forecast, and it looks like rain later in the afternoon. Maybe we could, I don't know, do something inside instead, just to be safe.
Nice. Okay, good use of I see what you mean.
Yeah.
All right, scenario 2. Group project at school. Your turn to start.
Okay. Right. Team. I reckon we should probably get the presentation slides done first before we start writing the actual research paper. What do you think?
That's a good point. Yeah. Actually getting the visual structure sorted first, that might really help us organize the paper itself better. Yeah, good call.
See? Flows nicely, doesn't it?
It does. Okay, next. Deciding where to eat. My turn.
Go for it.
Hey, I was thinking maybe we could finally try that new burger place that opened downtown. Heard it's amazing.
Oh, the burger place. I'm not sure I agree, but I know you've been wanting to try it for ages. It's just, I was kind of hoping for something a bit lighter tonight, you know?
Ah, okay. Very diplomatic.
Yeah.
Handles that preference difference well. All right, fourth one. Budget planning. You start.
Okay. Looking at these figures, I think we could probably trim the marketing budget a bit this quarter, save some cash.
Right. I understand your point about saving costs, definitely. But I actually have a different opinion on this one. I sort of think investing more in advertising right now could actually give us a real boost in growth.
Okay, navigating the budget talks. And finally, number 5.
Planning a trip. Your suggestion.
Okay, for the trip to Manchester next month, we should definitely fly. It'll be so much faster than driving.
My turn to introduce another perspective gently. Maybe flying is quicker, yeah. But have you thought about the total cost? With flights, airport transfers, maybe baggage fees? Driving might actually work out cheaper, especially if we carpool. Worth comparing, maybe.
Excellent. Used, maybe, but have you thought about to bring cost into the equation without dismissing the speed advantage of flying?
So you can hear how these phrases work in different situations, can't you? They help keep the conversation constructive.
So yeah, today on the deep dive, we really dug into these core skills for polite agreement and disagreement in English.
We gave you 5 really useful expressions. I see what you mean.
That's a good point.
I'm not sure I agree, but...
I understand, but I have a different opinion.
And maybe, but have you thought about?
And hopefully, seeing them in those 5 little everyday situations helped bring them to life. Remember, getting comfortable with these small language tools, it can genuinely make a big difference in how your conversations go.
It really can. Join us next time on The Deep Dive. We'll be exploring how to talk about your weekend activities in clear, simple English.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
Yeah. And if you found this deep dive useful, please do follow and subscribe so you don't miss our future explorations. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Until next time.